everybody, and welcome to our bedroom. This is a little bit different, but we thought most of you are probably going to be decorating for Christmas this weekend. Maybe you've already started, but we just want to do something a little more informal and welcome you into our home. And one of my favorite parts of decorating for Christmas, some of you that have been following along for a while probably remember this, is I love Christmas Vacation, the movie, and everything about it. It's so funny. It reminds me a lot of some of my family members, and it's just always one of those kind of feel-good movies that David and I talk about a lot on our channel during the Christmas season. So this is the tree that is in our bedroom. This is a 7.5-foot tree, and it already has the lights and everything on it. It's a beautiful tree, just like it is. But we're going to decorate it today with some of our David Christopher's products, of course. Some of these products, though, are things I've had a couple of years, so we may or may not have them in stock at the store. But then, my favorite thing that we're going to do today, and I'm just kind of being real here, got all my totes and whatnot here, and we're going to decorate, is we are going to put on all of my Christmas Vacation Hallmark ornaments that I have been collecting since David and I got married. David's dad loves Christmas Vacation, and so I originally started collecting this series for him, but I started buying David one too. I'd buy David one and his dad one for Christmas, and then it kind of turned into my collection instead of David's. So I feel like I care more about our Christmas Vacation ornaments than he does. I have them all in a tote, like all of them are in here together, so I know what they are and I can get them out for my bedroom each year. And we are just gonna go ahead and dive right in and decorate this tree Christmas Vacation style. I wanna show you, this is on my wall in the bedroom, and this is actually a punch needle piece that I did last year. I don't know if you've ever heard of punch needle, but I just got me a frame for it. And these are actually just cards that I found and framed to go with my Christmas Vacation ensemble. Now this is what I took off the wall, and this little table is where the tree is now, but these are my embroidery pieces that I leave hanging up pretty much year round in my bedroom because I worked really hard on them and I just love them so much. But they're my first embroidery pieces. I did the punch needle first, and then I gave the embroidering a try. Okay, I am going to start with just some of our ball sprays that we have, and these are just all stored in a tote. All of our stuff is very durable, so just take it down and put it in a tote. You know, it gets can get a little mixed up, but for the most part, this is what we're going to go in with on our tree. This fun little guy here, very sparkly. It's kind of like a little tinsely, so it makes me think a little bit of like a Christmas Vacation. I'm going to go ahead and put one up here, and we will come back to this in a bit. I may change that. I'm not sure. I don't always know what I'm going to do. I'm just kind of, you know, whatever. These little things, I'm not sure what you call them. And remember, I'm not going to fill this tree up like we normally do because I want my Christmas Vacation ornaments to be the highlight of the show, and this is just kind of filler to put in the background. So I'm going to go in with some of our ornaments that come from David Christopher's, and then we'll get started on adding my special little pieces. You're probably also noticing that I'm not doing a lot to the back of the tree because no one's going to see it. My window opens up to the woods, and I don't think the deer really care about my decorations. So you're probably noticing that I'm not spending a whole lot of time. I will put some stuff on, a little bit on the sides, but mainly when I'm in bed at night, this tree is for me and for my enjoyment, and I want to lie in my bed and look at it and be able to see most of the pretty stuff. Now you can also get by with less decorations when you don't fully decorate the back of the tree. You can stick a few things back there so when you look at it from the side it's cohesive, but that's a way that a lot of people can do this without spending quite as much money because you don't have to have as much product. So if your tree is going in a corner and no one's gonna see the back, I don't decorate the back, and that's what David taught me, so I just do what he taught me. We're tucking these larger ornaments in to the tree because again, they are not going to be the highlight of the show, and your bigger pieces typically go inside because you can still see them from the outside. Now these guys are a good size, but you know, you can tuck them in, but the shape of these make me think they need to be like on the outside here, like on the edges. So we're gonna put some of those on the edges of the tree. Got my ornaments on, and I'm gonna go ahead and fix my chair here, and we are going to move along. I'm gonna go ahead and get this going. Okay, so we are to the exciting part where I'm going to add the Christmas vacation ornaments to our tree, and my son Spencer is my cameraman today, so I can see him shaking his head in the background, but he helped me organize these hopefully in some sort of order from the beginning of the story until the end of the story. Now these are not in year order because some of these, they did not come out in order of the story. So we're going to start though with when Clark and Ellen and Russ and Audrey loaded up in the station wagon to get their tree, and they found their tree and they were standing there freezing to death before they cut it down. They found their tree. It was bigger than their car, and this is the station wagon when they're taking the tree home. So they got home with the tree and it would not fit in their house. Clark got his chainsaw out to cut it so that it would fit, and it ended up in the neighbor's window. They came outside and asked, "Where are you going to put a tree that big?" And Clark said, "Bend over and I'll show you." So if you're familiar with the movie at all, you know that Clark wanted a lot of lights on his house, so he drug out everything that he had, and they were all a tangled mess, and he gave Russ the trusted job of untangling them. The family went shopping, but Clark was all in his feelings and feeling nostalgic up in the attic, watching old films of Christmas past, and I think we can all relate to that. He's got his mother's fur on and her turban. Clark and Ellen's family arrived for the holidays, and Aunt Bethany, if you remember, brought them a very special gift. So I have this ornament, and then I have the gift ornament that has, what you can see that's inside is a cat paw. So she brought them a cat for Christmas. They have Christmas dinner where something happens to the turkey. It is not edible. It always makes me think of Cousin Eddie saying, "Save the neck for me, Clark." Clark brings the family outside for all of his hard work for them to see it in all of its glory. And as you can see here, he's putting the plugs together, and if you remember, the lights didn't come on the first time. It was pretty sad. He got pretty upset. When he does get the tree lit and they're admiring it in all of its beauty, all of a sudden he hears a familiar voice, and it's Cousin Eddie and his family coming to Christmas. Hallelujah, hallelujah. They got the lights all going on the tree. On the house. This is not the same collection that I've been showing you. I'm not sure where I got this, but it is another RV, just not the original Hallmark RV. So I'm going to put it on the tree too. And this ornament is telling us the story of when they all went sledding, or whatever you call this, on these discs down the hill, and Clark ended up in the road, I think. Remember when the squirrel went berserk in their house and was causing chaos because the dog was chasing it, and it was just a wild mess of family fun. There's a scene in the movie where Cousin Eddie and Clark are enjoying a mug of eggnog, and I actually have 2 of the Moose eggnog mugs, and then I have Clark here with his eggnog and his mug, and I believe this is the scene where Cousin Eddie says something along the lines like, "Well, are you surprised to see us, Clark?" And he says, "Cousin Eddie, I would be less surprised if I woke up in the morning with my head sewn to the carpet." I don't know if you remember, but Clark gets very angry at his Christmas lights malfunctioning, and he kicks Santa to pieces. And this is just one of a Christmas sweater that has "Hallelujah, Hallelujah" on the front and a squirrel on the back. It actually lights up. If you've noticed, I have not been pressing the buttons because I am a little concerned about leaving the batteries in these too long and destroying them, so none of them have batteries. This is the house at the end of the movie. The difference in this house and the other house is the other house has Clark and some reindeer and the Santa here when he's putting the lights together, and this one is at the end when Santa and his reindeer fly overhead. And this is just a fun ornament. I don't know that it's necessarily a scene from the movie, but it is an embodiment of the movie with Clark in his Santa suit on top of his fantastic house. I do have this fun little sign that I'm going to stick in the tree that says "Nobody's walking out on this fun old-fashioned family Christmas." Okay, so we'll go in for a close-up of what we have so far. And this is just to give you some ideas of how you can mix sprays, stems, and ornaments in with your other collector slash ornaments you've had for years. So these are just our Hallmark ornaments on the tree. You don't have to pick one or the other, you can do both. So the tree is not done, but we are going to move on for a minute to this garland that I put on top of the chest of drawers, and I put some lights on it, and we're going to decorate it Christmas vacation. Not too concerned about my lights just yet. We will kind of move those around a little bit based on our things that we put here. So I have, this is supposed to be, or it is, a wax melt RV. And this is from Scentsy, if I don't drop it. I got it last year, and so I'm not going to use the cord because I'm not going to melt anything in this. I don't do well with a lot of scents and things like that, but I did love the RV, so we're going to place it here. It's sort of like a centerpiece with my garland, and I'm going to hide the cord behind the chest of drawers so that it's not noticeable. I'm going to put this like it's driving up on the garland, and then I have some ornaments to add. In there a little bit better. Probably going to take some of the pine here and tuck behind to keep it in place. And there we go. I don't think he's going to fall off now. I've got these little glass Pottery Barn ornaments. I'm going to add a couple of these to the garland. I have a little house with some lights on it. Let me put over here. And of course, we have an RV. I'm probably going to put it hanging off the end over here so it's not quite in the same view as the other RV. Also have this little guy. We're going to put him in here somewhere. Maybe, actually, I think I have one to put near that. Here, let me set him right here and see. think I've got, so this is a little Department 56 Eddie, and he's gonna go right here with the RV. Thought that was, it didn't come together, and I know there's a village set for that, but I think he goes pretty well size-wise with the Scentsy RV. I am in the middle of transforming the comforter here, and you'll see what we're gonna do in a minute. Okay, so this is my Christmas vacation comforter. Look at all the little details. I got this for Christmas last year from Pottery Barn, actually. And I've got to get my pillows on it, and it'll be all set. I've still got to find my other pillows. It's actually the pillowcases that I'm missing, but that gives you a little bit of an idea of the comforter and the shams. This little corner going that I showed you earlier with my punch needle, my little cards that I framed, and trying to tie in some red and white. Got some over here as well. And then the garland, we ended up with an RV, the mug. We got Cousin Eddie and his big RV, the house, and then I put a little Cousin Eddie over here. Okay, and I have not decided what to do with the top of the tree yet, or if I'm going to add some ribbon in. I have let David know that I don't have any here that matches. I tried some that I had and it just did not look good at all. So we are not going to go with that. Okay, y'all, so that wraps up my Christmas vacation edition to Welcome to My Bedroom. And this is totally different than what you're used to seeing. I really didn't show you how to do anything fancy. Leave that up to David. But this is just for those of us who want to decorate our homes and mix in some ornaments. So whether you have Christmas vacation, or you have Hallmark ornaments, or you have your kids' ornaments that they made you, which we have and love those, then this video maybe gave you a little bit of inspiration. And if nothing else, just visiting together today. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and a very early Merry Christmas.